Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't. And this time, it's legal.
All right, Lunger. Let's do it. Say when.
Come on. Come on! Oh, Johnny. Come on! You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all.
Poor soul. He was just too high-strung.
I'm afraid the strain was more than he could bear. Oh, I wasn't quite as sick as I made out.
God.
My hypocrisy goes only so far.
All right. Let's finish it.
Indeed, sir. The last charge of Wyatt Earp.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to open with that. Val Kilmer passed away yesterday at age 65. God rest his soul. What a great actor. I'm Gen X Dave. This is Gen X and Beyond. And my two co-hosts,
I'll be
Only the
Huckleberry.
Lonely and Moken 420. Now I'm going to tell a little story. At the end of the movie of Tombstone, Wyatt's talking to Doc Holliday on his deathbed. And Wyatt or Doc Holliday talks about a girl that he once loved that was his cousin. All right.
What?
So,
What are we about to talk about here, Dave?
now listen. Now listen.
Okay.
Doc Holliday was in love with his cousin, who was a nun. She was a nun. And
Yes.
here we go. Doc Holliday is my great 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 uncle, and the nun he talks about is my great aunt. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Family members in my family bloodline. Stories that were told to me from generations past.
And there's a knot in that tree.
Well,
But
hey,
God
there's
bless
knots in
Val
my tree
Kilmer.
too. There's knots in my tree too. I'm just saying. My uncle was let's just say busy.
But in other news, in my local news, last night on my wayward travels after work, I was cruising down North Dirksen, and I had to pull over 5, 6 different times.
Why?
And the reason is because I had to let all these fucking police and fire trucks and ambulances go. I mean, a lot of them. So they're going the same direction I'm going. I get up over the hill and I come down, and they're fucking everywhere, man. I'll just bring it up for you. Springfield man dies of multiple gunshot wounds. Investigation ongoing. Now, this guy down here, you see this guy my mouse is on?
Yeah.
Okay, he was at the Thirsty Toad. This is McDonald's. This is Sonic's. If I could show you the rest of the screen, next door to Sonic is Valvoline Oil Change Place, and next door to that would be the Thirsty Toad. He leaves the Thirsty Toad drunk, smacks a woman who just dropped off her boyfriend at Sonic. Smacks a woman in her car and totals her whole front end, which I had to drive around this. This cop car was sitting there when I got over the hill, so I had to drive around so I could go this way to make it home. But that guy hit this dude. This broad's boyfriend was over here at Sonic, goes over to McDonald's where that guy, after he hit her, ended up in the parking lot. Went over there, opened up his driver's side door, and beat the shit out of him. The guy who I was pointing to a second ago,
Right.
okay, I don't know where in the fuck
The
his
drunk
picture
guy.
went. This guy right here. This guy right here pulls out his pistol and shoots the dude who just beat his ass 5 times in a McDonald's parking lot.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the craziness I had to go through. Yep, that's one of the cars. What the fuck happened? It must have been all the pictures. Oh, well. But yeah, this guy right here shoots another
So
guy.
wait.
Who was that?
A guy hits somebody. It's his fault because he's drunk. But
Right.
the passenger gets out and beats his ass.
The passenger that was, okay, the girl's car is right about here, okay, with no front end left. On the other side of this squad car
Right.
is old girl's car with no front end left.
Okay, but the
Okay.
passenger, that chick, gets out and beats dude up, the drunk dude up.
He's at Sonic.
Yeah. Okay, because she just dropped.
Her boyfriend, she just dropped him off, was at Sonic when this happened,
Was he working there?
I guess.
Wow.
And he goes over to McDonald's where this guy, this chomo looking dude, all right, and opens up his car door and beats the shit out of him. This guy persisted, pulled out his pistol, shoot him twice, wait 3 seconds, unload 3 more bullets, waits
Okay.
3 more seconds, and unloads 2 more.
So is that
After
guy
the
in
time,
jail
so
right
he
now
ended up-
for
yes, he is.
drunk driving and failure to control his vehicle?
And among other things.
Yeah.
Probably murder.
Okay.
Well, he'll get off on the murder because if he's getting his ass beat, Illinois allows you to defend yourself. So he'll get off on that, and he'll get something though. He's gonna get charged with something.
But yeah, that's crazy. Here's 2 more things. I got some big news. Okay.
I'm betting they're going to give him manslaughter.
Well,
plus
it's big news.
Plus all the
from-
drunk driving charges.
Right. Involuntary manslaughter with a deadly weapon or some shit. Like, who knows? But anyway, in 10 days, I go on vacation.
Yay.
Cool. Congrats.
And a month from there,
What do you mean going on vacation? What's your plan?
It's a staycation.
Okay, yeah.
Sit at home, do
So
DoorDash.
early podcast.
Yes, early podcast. And by the way, I'm throwing out a quick to Kush Organic Cones,
Hap-
giving a plug.
If you're happy and you know it, hit your bowl.
I'm hitting my joint.
If you're happy and you know it, smoke some weed.
But anyway, and then about a month after I get back from vacation, I take over as manager at my store.
Ha ha. Congrats.
So I'll be working day shift. I'll be working day shift
Like you wanted.
like I wanted. And I'll be home at night
And with the pay raise.
and with the pay raise.
See that shit? Church of Philadelphia wins out again.
And and I'll be able to do podcasts a lot sooner throughout the week.
Shut up, relax, and be patient. Everything will work out.
Let go of the wheel, let God control.
But other than
You were
that,
never holding the wheel to begin with.
Done.
But yeah, so that's my big news. I get to go on vacation, relax, and just do DoorDash for the whole week and just make money.
Awesome.
And I go on the 12th. I go back on the 18th, or I go back to work on the 19th for my 12-hour shift. And then I'm off again for 2 days for 420.
Cool.
So
Cool. I got to put in my vacay request for 420 because it is one of the few
it's
holidays I
420 is on
celebrate.
Sunday. 420
Yeah.
is on Sunday.
Yeah, sucks, but oh well. That is what it is.
My birthday is also in 12 days. So I'll be on vacation during my birthday.
What?
Awesome.
Your birthday's on 420?
No, my birthday is April 14th.
Oh, April 14th. 14 plus 2. Or 12 plus 2. There we go.
So
It really sucks that Easter falls on 420 this year. So,
I don't find it sucking. I get
I-
something and eat chocolate.
because I don't celebrate Easter, so it sucks that it's on the holiday I do celebrate.
Well, then just celebrate that one. And I mean,
Right, but everybody's gonna be
The
walking around
fuck?
saying Happy Easter" while I'm like smoking just smoking from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and it's like fuck your
So?
Easter, man. I'm like into the 420 thing here. Like it's 420.
I plan on
You
doing
can't
stuff.
overshadow my holiday here with fucking Easter.
I don't know what people are doing on 420, but I know what I want to do. And I want to do a 420 special on podcast. So I want to do it pretty early.
Mm.
And
No.
I can roll up a 7-layer burrito blunt, and I can smoke that on air if you want to see how that looks. Out of clear paper, invisible paper.
unless you're going to be sitting in my living room and letting me hit that shit, shut up.
No, but it will look pretty good. You know, I mean, it's all about the placebo. If you see it while you're smoking, you'll think you're as high as I am.
No,
No.
it don't work that
It
If
way.
don't
you
work
see
like
all
that.
the wax boiling just beneath the surface,
It don't work that
No,
way.
char
that
as
just
the
makes
cherry
me want to
just
travel
slowly-
to your house, and I
Oh.
can't.
well, you're
Yeah.
welcome too. I mean,
I know. Are you gonna come pick me up by chance?
Sure, I'll pick you up from the bus station. You want to jump on the bus?
You talking about my house?
I'll pay for the fucking bus ticket, man. You just gotta
Maybe
get
I
your
can
ass to the
find
bus
a ride
station.
I
to the
would.
bus station.
I would. Dan, I would.
But
I
But-
can't though. I don't
But
trust
see,
the buses.
just
My bus ticket would have to be round trip. But
round trip. Of course
Yeah,
it would be.
so
It's like I'd
yeah,
want to. What
go
do you
to
think? I'm going to like
vacation,
get you
go on
stuck here? Fuck
vacation,
all that.
go on vacation. You know, more like a staycation or a stonercation,
Right.
and sit around the house and get a lot of shit done that I need to do. Do early
Yeah.
podcast, start creating some shorts, you know, and putting some shorts up there
Mm-hmm.
on the YouTube channel, and
Mm-hmm.
start doing a lot of different shit, you know, getting my mental capacity in order for ready to be taken over as boss. Um,
You
I'm
have a
pretty
mental
excited over that.
capacity.
Oh, yeah. You know that as well as I do.
Come on now.
Bro, I could only learn certain things. I could only do certain things.
Uh-huh.
My
Yeah.
mental capacity only goes so far. You get what I'm saying? It only goes so far, my man.
It could go further.
Well, it could, but every time I try, I get frustrated, confused, pissed off, and I'm like, fuck you, I ain't doing it. And I don't have that switch like a lot of people have. They can just shut it off. Like, I can't sit there and program a brand new game from scratch. I can't.
Why not?
Because my brain don't work like that, bro. I told you this.
Talk to Grok.
No.
I canceled my subscription, so don't ask
Oh,
me.
did you?
Yeah, it's over April 14th. It's over.
It's I don't know.
Did the program not work out?
No, X didn't work out. They're censoring, even though they're supposed to be free speech platform. So, no, if you're going to post a Bible scripture on X, and then X is going to try to tell you you're using hate speech because you posted a Bible scripture directly from the Bible, directly quoted from the Bible, X can suck my balls.
How?
So, the Bible throughout it mentions that the leader of the Jewish churches kind of like sacrificed Christ. That's the story, because that's the history. And apparently saying that is anti-Semitic and hate speech. So even if you're just quoting the Bible, even if you didn't add any content, you literally, it's illegal against X policy to put that on there. They consider it hate speech.
So you can take a picture in the Bible of the scripture and
Right.
post it up, and you're gonna get censored.
Yeah. Depending on if it's one of the many verses that
You're gonna censor that.
look poorly on the Jews' decisions while Christ was alive, yeah, you're going to get censored on that. So you can't even point out the fact that that they denied him who he was. So like that in itself is anti-Semitic now, and I'm not up for all that shit. Elon bought X to make it a free speech platform, not free speech that I like, and you get rid of all the other bullshit.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Right. I'm not down for that shit. So I'm definitely not going to pay it. I'm not going to be paid I'm not going to pay someone to tell me to shut up.
Right.
Why the fuck would I do that? So, it's just what it is, I guess. I won't be paying for a check mark anymore. So I don't know if anybody else is going to follow suit. I know there's a lot of people who don't like to be told to shut the fuck up when the only reason they're on X is because Elon says he was going to stifle that kind of bullshit. Like, freedom of speech is absolute. If you don't agree with it, then you're in the wrong country, because that's our Constitution. And if you don't like any fucking part of the Constitution, you're welcome to get out of the country, and we will help you pass.
Yeah, I have.
I mean, that's just the fucking fact of it, you know. I mean, you come here to be part of this country, or you're born here and raised in this country. No matter what, the Constitution is our law. All right. And you're free to have whatever religious beliefs and religious laws or thoughts and ideas, and you're free to share them. That's our very most important fucking amendment. It's the very first one for a fucking reason. So if you got a problem with that, then maybe you should go to one of the countries who don't allow you to say any fucking thing unless they approve of it. Because if you want mommy and daddy to tell you what you're allowed to say, this ain't the right country for you.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
and hold on. Here's another thing is one thing that listen. X, you got to get your shit together. Elon, I know you're a busy fucking man, but you got to know, if we can't quote Bible scripture, okay, then you need to get on here and remove all these 2-bit whores.
Oh, I can go on X right now.
Everything.
I can go on X right now and find you video after video of a specific cult within the Zionist community who would love nothing more than for every Christian on this planet to drop dead tomorrow, and they don't mind saying it. They don't mind saying that they spit on Christians as much as they can and enjoy it. And those videos are all over X. And ain't nobody censoring these guys for hate speech when they're literally saying every Christian on the planet could die and they would dance on their graves. So, you know, I mean, I'm a Christian. I forgive you. I know what my religion says in regards to your absurd behavior, and I'll pray for you. But you know, if Elon Musk wants to take your side and say, you can say that, but I can't, then I'm not going to give Elon Musk $40 a month or even $5 a month.
All right, I guess there's the deal.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
Here
What's
we
the
go.
dealio?
Look, we're about to find out. All right, you guys know that every now and then we like to bring up something new, okay? And sometimes it's about video games. Well, we're going to talk about Xbox for a few minutes. Actually, I'm not, okay? And neither are these guys. Talk about Nintendo. Well, again, I'm not, and neither are these guys. But this is who is. Brad Sams. Every now and then we like to give him a little boost out on our show and show our support. He's got a report about Xbox should thank Nintendo. Here we go.
Nintendo has just shaken up the hardware and software industries. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced, and this video is not talking about all the specs and latest magnets and features, although there are a lot of cool things, including like the little mouse thing that you'll be able to do. There's a lot of cool stuff with the Switch here, or Switch 2, I should say. However, there's a lot to unpack about how Nintendo just positioned its hardware, positioned its software, in-game purchases, and everything else that is going to completely shake up the industry, because that is what Nintendo is capable of doing. We all know that the Switch is insanely popular, and the Switch 2 will be following in that, and Nintendo is looking to make a serious cash grab. So this is going to shake up everything from GTA 6 to next-gen hardware, and let's dive into the details here, because this is something you need to be paying attention to. So first up, we know that the Nintendo Switch is insanely popular. 150 million at least units sold. It has potential over the next few years to maybe become the best-selling console ever. I don't know if it'll overtake PlayStation 2, but it definitely seems like potentially passing even the DS. Nintendo has done a wonderful job with the Switch 2, and they have built up a ton of momentum, a huge fan base, and now they are looking to capitalize upon that, which is where the Switch 2 that was announced this week, I guess depending even today, depending on when you were talking or looking at this stuff. But let's dive into like the analysis side of this, because there are some significant things here. So first off, the Switch 2 is going to be $449. That, depending on how you feel about it, is a lot of dollar dues. That is a lot of money to anybody, right? That is Series X pricing. That is placed.
What the fuck? $449.99. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, thank you.
$49.99.
I'm still waiting to see how they can. Wait, what do you mean? You step up the hardware? Come on, let's get into the specs.
$500.
What the fuck?
After taxes.
What?
After
PlayStation
taxes
5
and
pricing.
tariffs.
That is your traditional high power, sit under the TV, horsepower console. And Nintendo's like,
Yeah,
that's what we
because-
got to do. Now, keep in mind that I believe the
Ain't that
original.
Japanese?
Yeah, that's Japanese, yeah. Nintendo's Japanese. So is
It-
PlayStation.
I mean, that's 30%, 35% tariffs.
Well, 35% tariffs is a hell of a lot less than what fucking China and fucking Mexico and Canada's doing. Well, let's get through this.
Doesn't you?
Let's get through this. Let's go.
Hold your
Switch
finger
launched
on
at
it. to double speed
$299,
it.
and you can even buy a Switch Lite today for $199. So to go from $299 to $449 is a big jump. It is a
There you
significant
go,
price
you
range
figured it out.
for the Switch console. The thing that really has me a bit nervous here actually is the PS5 Pro at $700. Friends, family,
Right?
moments, lend me your ears.
A
Because
real
I'm here to tell you that the
hardware.
$700 traditional console is probably the next gen launch pricing, if it's even that
Real
low. And I say
system.
low in quotations because hey, $700, not cheap. But if Switch, which has always been considered the value purchase, right? Just we're not focused on graphics and that sort of stuff, is $449. That's without a game, by the way. If you want a game, it's $500. It's $499. The next gen consoles are absolutely going to be stratospheric in terms of their pricing. So high, in fact, that I actually am starting to wonder, like,
Okay. So they're saying the new PlayStation 5 Pro console is $699. It's $700 right now, right?
Yes.
Right.
And the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $449.99 without a game, but with a game is going to be $500, correct?
Correct.
Right.
The Xbox S series is what, $299?
Yes. One
And
terabyte.
the 1 terabyte, and the X series 1 terabyte is $499.
No.
I don't know off the top of my head right now.
It's like 6, 7.
Hold on.
Mm.
I mean, if I was on my Xbox, I could tell you, but
You know, Elon is going to like shatter all these with the mark, right?
Hold on.
That's the official name of
Yeah,
the
it's
gaming
Fuck
system.
me. For the Xbox Series X 1
You heard it here
terabyte,
first.
brand new is $569.84.
so 600 bucks.
Or you could get it on Amazon for $499.
Wow.
So we all know Walmart is dipping in to make their money, but brand new it's between $499 and $569. Brand
Okay.
new. Okay, so that is
What is it from Microsoft?
from Microsoft.
Yeah.
From Microsoft, it'll be
Because
$499
that's what they're talking. I mean, that's what they're.
unless you get a refurbished. Unless you get a refurbished, I think it's cheaper. But then I couldn't tell you. But anyway, that's a big fucking skyrocket. Now this is where I'm going to sit here and make my prediction. Okay, Xbox has made numerous announcements that there's no more gaming exclusives, that they're going to spend their money on the console and also on the controller. Correct? We three could agree, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
they have already
they're
worked
going
on
to spend money to make it faster, better, and the controller faster reaction and better, a little bit smaller, whatever they're going to do. Okay, they're going to spend their money on that. Watch them snake in under everybody and keep their prices low.
Oh yeah, totally.
Good show or whatever.
Watch
and
them.
being through the whole thing.
You probably should.
So here we go.
Oh, wow. What is all that about? Where'd your video go? Why didn't you put your video back on there? Why are we watching this bubbling joint?
Bro, I have no clue who brought that up.
I brought it up, but why did it replace your thing?
Because it did.
That was my 7-layer burrito blunt.
Okay, now here we go.
420 special.
Let's go.
Game, by the way, if you want a game, it's $500, it's $499. The next gen consoles are absolutely going to be stratospheric in terms of their pricing. So high, in fact, that I actually am starting to wonder, like, typically a console, like a Series X or whatever, Series S especially, is like, hey, you bought this because you didn't want to buy a PC, because PCs are complicated, you got to maintain them, they're not just press button, get game. But that pricing value is going to evaporate here. Now, the one caveat to that are GPUs, but even secondhand GPUs or slightly older GPUs are far more capable than even the PS5 Pro at this point, if you're lucky enough to find one, which really inflates things a little bit. But the point here is that consoles are, like, $1,000 console, is that going to be out of the question? It might not be when next gen arrives in the next, what, we're looking at 2 years, especially if the Switch is at $450 with no games and the PS5 Pro is at $700. You could see Sony and maybe Microsoft trying to press that like $750, $799 price point.
Okay, so he's giving a prediction, so don't take what he says for granted. Okay,
Right.
take it with a grain of salt. He's just predicting. Just like I'm predicting, Microsoft should get in on this low pricing game and really, even though they spend a lot more money on the console and the controller to make it better, blah, 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 with the whole thing. Even with all that, they might want to come in and just, this is probably their way to fuck PlayStation and Nintendo. Point blank. Fuck PlayStation and Nintendo completely. But I'm going to share Brad Sims' link in the bios after the show, so make sure you all check him out and give him a like and a subscribe.
So he's about to say, since they're pricing their portable so high, we're going to see $1,000 fucking.
Eventually.
Basically,
Yeah.
he's saying eventually we'll see $1,000 consoles. But if that's the case, then
I got my prediction.
if that's the case, and that means the PC world, if they're smart, they would start bringing theirs in a lot cheaper.
They're
Yep.
all going to die within the next 6 years because so Elon Musk is already working on the new generation of video games. So
I want the Tesla phone.
the Tesla phone. I don't know. I heard
Yeah,
about
I
that a
want the
long time
Tesla
ago,
phone.
but I've never seen one.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's out.
I have
would love to have
Starlink,
one.
but I don't
It's
use it.
out.
Much.
It is out.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I would love. But going on, we're getting off topic. Here we go.
What the
Yeesh,
fuck?
like
Fuck
the
you.
value of a
Rah.
console really starts to
Boo.
evaporate, and that becomes concerning at that point. Now, it doesn't
No,
just
it doesn't.
end with the hardware here, because for those of you who've been paying attention, which you probably were during the announcements today, games are getting a
wasn't.
significant price bump from Nintendo. We're looking at $80 for the base game. Now,
That's
games have
fine.
not really cost $60.
80, 90 fucking dollars.
Yeah. None
What?
of this shit's gonna matter, dude.
And there's a lot of
That's what I'm
caveats
trying
to
to
that
tell you. You keep
for a
fucking
decent
interrupting
number of
me.
time, right? There's DLCs, there's in-app purchases, there's
Trying to
vault
give you
editions,
some
there's
breaking
platinum editions, there's
news.
treasures, there's tons of different flavors of the games that ratchet up that pricing above that traditional $60 price point. But Nintendo's coming out saying like, we don't really care. It is $80 for the base game, and the physical game, which there's some hilarity tied to this, will be $90. So, like, this is
Ew.
every single
Ew.
game developer
Yeah.
on planet
No.
Earth is looking at Nintendo going, well, you're doing us a big favor by raising that floor. Now, granted, game development, especially top-tier
Right.
games, has gotten infinitely more expensive, and a price raise is not unexpected. However, it's always
Now listen, it got more expensive to fucking sit there and push a few buttons on a computer and make a bunch of jackasses wear
No,
fucking
that's-
ping pong balls all over their
Especially with
body.
AI. You know, AI is doing a vast majority of the coding for
Yes.
these people now.
Yes.
So, like, it's getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to create these games. And that brings me back to my breaking news. Elon Musk gaming system is going to be implanted in your head, and it will hack your optical nerve, and it'll be a virtual reality / augmented reality without even having to hold a fucking thing. So there you go,
I
guys.
don't want that.
The
Fuck
Matrix
that.
is the new one. You just hit the button, and you're in a whole different world.
No, I'm good. All right, here we go.
Neuralink.
Always
The
just been like
Mark.
$60 was the very
called the
base
Mark
entry, and then you
by
could buy all the
Neuralink.
other stuff at your will. But for Nintendo, they're looking at $80. Now, there's been some
The logo is going to be
waffling. It looks like maybe their titles around the $70 price point, but it looks like this is what Nintendo was publishing was $80 for the get used to that pricing, and then $90 if you really want to grab a plastic little thing to slot in to the Switch 2. So game pricing is going to go up. And
Even
here's the
just,
big one. Here's the big one,
like,
right? GTA 6.
plug
Right, this
into
has been
your
rumored for a
head.
while now. This is not going to be a $60 title. There were leaks that it might be $100. Well,
Fuck
if
that.
Nintendo just paved the road that their games are
Dude,
80, and
hold
we
up,
all
pause.
know that GTA 6.
Dude, all you little incels out there who fucking spend more time playing video games than going and trying to land yourself some ass. Listen, for $100, you can go get a real piece of ass.
I'm
Just saying.
sorry. I
saying.
have mine, and she's laying in the other room. And
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm a gamer.
But I'm just saying, if you want to spend $100 on a video game so you can go pick up a virtual whore,
That's not the whole
kinda
reason of the
doesn't.
fucking game. You idiot.
Here we go. Oh my God. Let the clowning begin. Here we go.
Coffee
is
time,
a
people.
big title, right? This has so much gravity that other game developers are not launching anywhere near this title because that's how big and how much gravitas it has coming to market. And I think
For
we
an
can
extra
all but
$20, you get a
basically
lap dance
guarantee
when you buy the game.
Yeah.
That's the
that we're going to
collector's
be ruling out
edition.
the value price GTA 6 bundles, at least for several years. Maybe it'll show up eventually, but out of the gate, $99 doesn't seem unreasonable when you look at what Nintendo is doing. And Nintendo is very much being the ice-breaking ship through the Great North and cracking all those legacy titles and pricing and everything else. So, yeah. Ooh, but it doesn't stop there. So we have all been spoiled on the Xbox side. I was like, hey, backwards compatibility, just grab that game. It does some fancy upscaling and other things, and it's refreshed and better polished for the Series S and X. Not on Nintendo. They are definitely going to be charging for you to play the same game you've already purchased, but on the new console, slightly enhanced. We don't know what that means, but we got to assume that it's very similar to like some upscaling that Microsoft has done in the past. So the days of like, oh, my back catalog just comes with me. Now, Nintendo's been more cagey about that than Xbox has been in the past. It's always been one of the Xbox value props, right? All your games come with you. Nintendo, all your games come with you if you're willing to pay for their plane ticket. And so, yeah, so Nintendo is just like, whoo, we're just going to keep doing this and doing this and doing this. And the most hilarious bit of information that has come about Nintendo just going all in on the cash grab is this. Nintendo expects you to pay for the user guide. So they showed off this like welcome tour. It's like a little interactive experience for your Switch 2, and it shows you about the hardware and all the features. It's not included. This is a game, or I should say an app, I'm guessing. It's not really a game, it's how they positioned it. It's something you download to learn more about your Switch 2, but it's not free. It is, you have to pay for this. So everything, and including the user guide or the welcome tour, is not free
He is so fucking clowning on Nintendo right now.
on the Switch. So not only are you paying $449 for the
The
hardware,
whole
you're
thing
paying
sounds like an
another
April Fool's
unknown
joke.
number
Are
of
you sure
dollar
that shit
dues
come out yesterday?
to the Xbox One launch. So I forgot to grab an image of it, but we'll go through some of these things. First off, when you buy a physical game, you are not buying the physical game. You are buying a little license file. You will have to put this thing in, then connect to the internet to download the game. So there is zero reason, I believe, right now to buy the physical game. Unless you like really want something to like wrap to put under the Christmas tree for your daughter, niece, nephew, whoever,
Yeah, because
then
all you're
maybe that
buying
is
is
a
that
reason.
file.
But like right
On
now,
the disc.
according to their own documentation, you put that in, you got press it down, and then it'll download the game. Then you can play. So this isn't completely new in the industry where it's like, hey, you got to put in, then there's a day one update. But it sounds like literally the whole game has to be downloaded. And so good luck if you're on a submarine. If you get that was the Xbox 360 launch when they said, or the Xbox One launch when they said, if you want to play on a submarine, use an Xbox 360. We've got a console for that. Was that Don Matrick? infamous for that. It actually sank his career on the USS Xbox One. So other fun things that they announced here. So there's also this new Zelda Notes feature via the Nintendo app. More parallels to Xbox One. There was an app for that called Xbox Smart Glass, by the way. They also announced that you can plug in a camera, which has a Kinect-like experience, and there's also voice chat and other things else. I'm not saying that this console is going to go down like the Xbox One, but there's parallels here for like things deviating from the core game experience. They really want to make it interactive and chatty, and they would have like it cuts out the background so it looks like you're Twitch streaming. And so yeah, Nintendo today really is shaking up a lot of the industry with their pricing modeling, and that is going to cascade over to Xbox in some capacity. The one thing though is it will make Xbox Game Pass look like an even better value. However, Microsoft, I guarantee, cascade over to Xbox in some capacity. The one thing though is it will make Xbox Game Pass look like an even better value. However, Microsoft, I guarantee you, is salivating right now at $80 games. Oh, we can raise the price of Xbox Game Pass. We'll raise it another $5 a month because, hey, games are more expensive now. They used to be $60, but Nintendo's telling us they're 80, 90. GTA 6 is 100, and so we're going to raise the price of Game Pass to match the model that developers are demanding. That is, I just wrote their blog post for them about how they're going to announce their next price hike. But hey, Game Pass will continue to look like a great value. I continue to believe that it is the best value in gaming, even if you're paying $20 a month like I am for Xbox Live or Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate. If you want to call it Xbox Live Ultimate, but that comes within it. So, yeah, so that was a lot of like, what Nintendo did today is...
He has so much enthusiasm for this price hike, though. I feel like he's a shill. Like, who looks at a price hike and has that much enthusiasm as the person that's going to be getting their wallet hit for another $20 a game? Like me myself, I would never like be like all happy. Like, oh yeah, games are gonna be $100 now, man. Isn't it awesome?
What he's saying is like throughout all of his videos, that's just the way that guy is.
Yeah, he's always like
that's
that.
How he delivers his news.
I couldn't announce news that shitty with such a huge smile on my face, man, because that's something you got to rel on. Like, you're fucking wanting $20 extra a game, and you spent less to make it because you're letting robots do most of the hard work.
And not even real robots. You're fucking having goddamn AI do it.
Well, that's AI, robots. AI's, it's not artificial intelligence. It's still a bunch of logic circuits and transformers. So it's still logic. Grok is so easy to direct to the outcome you want Grok to. That's why Grok's not going to be a good fact checker, because you can basically direct it in the like whatever you want, because its initial answer is going to be what the most common, most clicked post on X is. That's going to be the thing it tells you initially, and then you tell it to dig deep, and it finds out there's some shade on that most liked post. And you tell it, well, find actual research, like actually research it. Find me news articles and shit like that. And it comes back and says, oh, actually, you know what? You're totally right. And this is bullshit. And it's like, and so it's like, it'll give you varying answers based on how much information you give it and direct it to the sources. Like, because if you just tell it to go figure something out, it's going to come back wrong a lot.
And usually if you have a robot accessing this AI, then you're going to have a robot that's going to act on the first instinct instead of digging deeper for another instinct to react with accordingly, and that'll be bad. That'll be iRobot all over.
Right? If we get to that, because, like, look at this. Like, this might happen soon enough.
Guys, things are about to get insane. The magnetic poles just flipped today. We have just undergone a magnetic field reversal, and it took less than 24 hours. All the geologists and geophysicists and geoscientists talking about geomagnetic excursions and reversals taking hundreds or even thousands of years to unfold, they were all wrong. The magnetic poles have been moving rapidly, and they apparently hit a critical threshold, which then caused this rapid magnetic field flip to occur today. I mean, just look at these magnets, right? They snap together quickly. This is not a process that takes a long time to unfold, and this is all caused by the galactic current sheet reversal that's occurring right now at this moment in time. It's also going to cause changes to our sun. We are looking at a crazy next few years. In fact, a research paper just came out today talking about some of these changes that are about to unfold because of the magnetic field reversal. And here's that research paper just released today, April 1st, from the Journal of Made Up Research. The title is Earth's Magnetic Field Reversal is Happening Today, a multidisciplinary view of the impending chaotic Earth changes. The authors are Dr. Crystal Ball, Dr. Hubris, and Dr. Harry Balzac. Let's read the abstract. The flip of Earth's magnetic field, a geophysical event that occurs on average every 300,000 years and last occurred approximately 780,000 years ago, has rapidly accelerated and actually just completed today. It is believed to have been brought upon by the reversal of the galactic current sheet. Now with the polarity of Earth's magnetic field reversed, a cataclysmic sequence of events has begun that eventually will soon result in a rapid jerk on Earth's rotation axis due to magnetic forces causing the crust of the Earth to displace from the mantle, resulting in magnitude 12 plus earthquakes and hundreds of meters tall tsunamis globally for an undetermined length of time. Dramatic climate changes are expected globally as Antarctica, now located at the equator, begins to rapidly thaw, while Africa, now located at the New South Pole, rapidly freezes. Due to Earth's close proximity to the sun and the pre-existing instability of the sun because of the galactic current sheet reversal, the rapid change of Earth's magnetic field reversal and tilt axis orientation in relation to the sun, thereby altering both the interplanetary gravitational and electromagnetic fields, will trigger a super flare aimed at the Earth. Earth's dramatically weakened magnetic field will offer nearly zero protection from the intense solar radiation, and the super flare will finish everything off once and for all. The huge amount of energy from the super flare impact will trigger massive extrusive volcanism all across Siberia, now stretching from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere, which will further destabilize Earth's climate. The massive release of magma from deep within Earth onto its surface will then alter Earth's gravitational equilibrium, causing Earth's core to begin spinning in the opposite direction. Forecasting what happens next beyond this is pointless, as the only people who may survive all this are those who sought shelter in the two massive underground chambers discovered under the Middle Pyramid on the Giza Plateau, which is what the ancient aliens created these structures for. And so I've talked about many times on this channel about how I keep an open mind.
It's full of shit.
So Harry Balzac, man, is a genius of his time, because he figured out what nobody else could.
Supposedly.
No, seriously, this is weird. It's not pointing north. What the fuck is wrong with my compass, y'all? It's pointing due west as north. That's really weird. And this is like a good compass. There it goes. Now it's working. It was stuck.
Sure.
It was stuck in time. So that was funny. He put that shit out yesterday, but the original title was not April Fool's, and there was no indication on his website. So Stephen Burns is this guy who follows the geomagnetic shit from the sun. He announces solar flares well before they hit Earth. He's always watching sunspots and stuff like that. Very interesting guy to check out. He almost does a daily report every single day of the week. But he's one of these guys who acknowledges that the geological record shows that the poles flip suddenly and regularly as on part of a cycle, and that we're overdue by thousands of years for one. But he's also not very worried about the fact that they've moved more in the last 20 years than they ever have in our lifetime. But so it was quite funny to see him put that video out. Especially when he threw in the bit about the pyramids in the end there. Let's go. Let's all go to Egypt. We got to seek seek fucking shelter in the bunkers they just found underneath the pyramids.
Oh
Not
yeah,
doing
no. Yeah, no.
Joe Rogan was
Um,
all over that shit, man. He'd already had Graham Hancock on talking about it and stuff. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, did you not understand what they were for?
I
Yeah, yeah,
understand completely what they're
yeah.
for. I told you
It's
exactly how they
called
work. I even busted it down
it's
enough that you
called.
could probably remake it yourself.
They said a city. Yes, a
No, there's
city of the
structures under
dead.
there that could be a city, but nobody's been down there. All we know is the negative space that exists and the shape of the negative space. We don't know what was in it, but you know,
No, it's dead people.
no,
Bones.
it's not dead people.
Okay.
Okay, it's not dead people. You didn't see the picture of the way it is, the way it looks. You don't build that for dead people. They've
Okay.
never pulled a body out of one of the main pyramids ever, except for explorers who get stuck and drown.
Yeah, and suffocate and get buried.
Right. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it could be looking at it. I mean, I broke it down pretty fucking clear. Those are electrical circuits. Those are natural generators. And with the amount of liquid mercury they found at all the pyramid sites, guys, I don't know if you understand that mercury doesn't occur in nature.
So is
All
there
right.
just a dead LED light at the top, or what? What the fuck's going
Yes.
on?
Yes.
Then climb
Okay,
up there and change it.
no, because the whole thing's a giant LED, and you can't do nothing because it's burnt out. The mercury's gone. There's no water because the Nile dried up, and they're all blown the fuck up. But
It
what's a
didn't dry
fact is
up.
they found what
It
Nile.
didn't dry up. No, it
Did
didn't
in a
dry
sense,
up. It
dude. It
no,
did
it
in a
sunk
sense.
below the sand.
Stop, and let me contradict what you're saying, because it did dry up in the sense that it's no longer next to the pyramids. It used to be right next to the pyramids it actually went up and down with the tides. Now it's literally miles and miles and miles away because it dried up.
It didn't dry up. It sunk below the
It
sand.
moved.
It didn't dry up. The Nile was huge, dude. It is a fucking creek compared to what it used to be. And it used to take up a lot more space, and it used to be in a different location altogether. It's dried up, it's smaller than it ever was, and it moved away from the pyramids. The aqueducts, that's how they found the aqueducts that go from where the Nile used to be to directly underneath the pyramids, because it's dried up, that spot. Like, you're thinking, I mean, dried up like it doesn't exist anymore. No, it dried up like it was literally miles long, and now it's a creek.
Compared to, yeah.
Right. When the pyramids were bustling with the people, life of the people who actually built them, there was like forests and shit all over that area. It was a tropical climate.
Ish.
Ish.
All right, there. Stop.
I
Let's
mean,
not go back down that rabbit hole.
it's not a rabbit hole. It's just called facts in life. You're used to it. There were smarter people on this planet before our society existed.
So get used to that Neuralink game system.
Not
I'm
gonna do
I'm
it.
not getting that Neuralink game system. You can chop my head off.
That's
Fuck
probably
you.
what it's going to be used for if you
Especially-
commit any
Especially if, right?
fraud.
Yeah, like you do something wrong and they force it on you. Hey, you've been a bad boy and said things we didn't like. Come get your Neuralink. All I know is if Elon Musk thinks it's funny to name his new virtual reality in your head Matrix style video game system the Mark, I ain't ever fucking getting it. I ain't getting it either way. It don't matter what he fucking names it.
Why in the hell is my
The
camera
Mark?
so foggy?
Yeah, the Mark. It's a biblical reference. 666. The Mark.
Yeah. I kind of picked that up. And people say that Monster's Satanist.
Monster? is Satanist? Who's
You
Monster?
want to bring in this shit, and we got 6 minutes left of the show. You think I want to
Oh.
fuck around and talk about that?
What are you talking about? Monster? What
This
monster?
is
Eminem?
him playing
I
fucking
created a
WoW.
monster.
The energy
This is him
drink.
playing fucking this motherfucker.
Oh, the energy drink is Satanist?
Yeah, you know how they've been
How is the
saying that
energy
since
drink
fucking
Satanist?
90 fucking 9?
What?
They've
No,
been
I don't know.
saying that since 99, 2000.
That monster is Satanist.
Yes.
Who? Who says that?
Look, bro, I think
Literally
you're
never
gonna
heard
have
that.
to. I
You're
think
gonna
you're
have to fucking look it up yourself because I ain't gonna fucking dig through it.
Then why bring it up?
It ain't worth it for me because it's probably some lunatic
Because
Karen.
I mean,
It is. It's some blonde-haired chick that said and points to a certain logo on the
Oh my
box
God.
of
But
a
I
box
bet-
of Monster, and
Oh,
she
God.
sits there and says that this is the mark of the beast, and
Oh.
the,
Okay,
the
and
3
I'm
scratches,
sure-
the 3 scratches in some language represents, or each
The devil.
scratch is a 6, and then the 3 scratches is 666, and that is the mark of the beast. Therefore, they're
whatever.
Who's telling you?
stupid.
Who is telling you to drink Monster or die?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the whole point of the mark of the
It's a
beast.
product.
It's going to be pushed on you, and your other option is die. You either take this or you die.
Yeah, done.
So that's not Monster. But and I guarantee you, if you go into this crazy lady's home and you go into her bathroom, I guarantee you that most of her bathroom products are made by PP&G, Procter and Gamble Co., whose CEO and founder admitted that he is a proud member of the Church of Satan in the late 90s. So you claim Monster is satanic, but I guarantee you this lady has Procter and Gamble products all through her fucking house.
I don't
Support
claim that
Satan.
monsters Satanists, or monsters are Satanists. I don't claim that. I'm just saying people say
monsters are Satanists. I created a monster, but nobody wants monsters no more. They want
the
shady. I'm
Monster
chopped liver.
energy drink is not Satanists.
Shush! Everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet.
Oh God!
Did you find it?
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into
There it
Hebrew.
is.
The letter
Oh,
Vav
okay.
is also
For a second,
the
I
number
thought
6.
she was a checkout
Short
girl,
top,
at
long
the
tail.
checkout at the
Short
grocery
top,
store, trying
long
to tell
tail. You
lady.
could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster.
in Hebrew.
What do you see in the O? There's a cross.
Okay.
Okay.
What has Christ got to do with an energy drink?
It's not upside
let
down.
alone the name Monster. So I thought, well, maybe this is a Christian company then. PFC at the bottom of the can. Do you know what that stands for? That's the F word. Big can. In fact, they write it on the side of the can, so I know that's the F word.
Okay.
Now, do you know what a MILF is?
Yes.
That's on the box.
Here you go.
MILFs dig it, and you will too. This is not a Christian.
Look, bro.
Unleash the MILF.
This lady has gone. Okay, now
That would have
I'm
been
done
funny.
sharing that. I'm done sharing that because y'all can find it on YouTube. But
So let me hit a punchline real quick because that would have been funny as fuck when she said, "Do you know what a MILF is?" If the other lady would have been like, "Yeah, there's none in this building."
But no, I'm
Already
just saying
scoped it out. There's none to be found.
I knew what you were talking about, Moke, and that shit is fucking dumb.
That's
you know what I'm
fucking
saying? I
hilarious.
mean,
Exactly. It's just fucking dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I would
Dumb
look more
fucking
towards
people's
Google.
trying to spread fucking stupid ass bullshit.
I would look more at Google and their logo where they take for Chrome because their Chrome logo is actually 3 G's that have been overlapped. And then they cut the tails off the G's. So if you cut a tail off a G, what happens? You get a 6. So they're overlapped at exactly, what is it, 72 degrees or whatever it is that makes 3 legs in a full, so what, 170? I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, yeah, or CERN.
How do you get a
particle
6
collider.
if you? How do you get a 6 if you cut the tail off a G? A G.
All right. Well, then we'll have to
Okay.
make
Okay.
time
A
for another
G.
video.
Yeah.
And
What?
then cut
No.
the tail
boy.
off. You got the O.
Why did you ask that question, Malkin? Look at
Right?
a G, a lowercase G.
A G.
Okay.
And then
You
cut the
cut
tail
the
off. You got
tail off.
the O.
And if you no,
Okay. So I'm going to show you first. I'm going to hit CERN because they're the ones who are actually reaching into the lower dimension, and they actually have a statue of Shiva, who is destroyer of worlds, who is to be unleashed from a lower dimension, and it's in a city called Apollyon, which is also the destroyer of worlds, which is the Greek version of Shiva. So let's look at CERN's logo. Oh, did you see all that? Was that too fast? Look there. 666. And then boom, we're going to put them together. So you see it there, right? Come on, don't tell me you
yeah,
don't.
I saw it. I saw it 3 or 4 times.
Okay, so now we got a 2-minute video that goes over all kinds of logos. All right, and I think Chrome is in this one. So if it is, hopefully it is, because then I won't have to explain it no more.
Some of the best logos are simple, yet clever. Take a look
Oh,
at
I've
these
seen
logos. The Amazon logo has a yellow swoosh because they want you to know that they have everything from A to Z.
Aw, isn't that cute?
Baskin-Robbins is
Okay, this might
famous
not
for
be the
having
video I was
31
looking for.
flavors.
31.
The
Oh,
FedEx
nice.
logo looks pretty simple. Look closely at the FedEx logo and you'll see an arrow suggesting the company is moving forward and looking ahead. And in the center of the Tostitos
Yeah, I don't
logo
think
is a
this is a
picture of 2 people enjoying a bowl of
But
chips.
I'm enjoying it anyway. That was cool. Tit!
See
That
the
was
kiss
Tito's.
between the K and the I?
There's a kiss in the kiss.
The iconic smiling face is actually the letter G, and it's on the logo twice.
Oh,
How about
okay.
the man riding a bike?
Fractal. Yeah, I've seen that. Tour de
The
France.
V and the A in Sanyo's logo represent an analog sound wave, and the I and O stand for binary digits, calling to
Hey.
mind the digital age.
Yep.
Marketing experts agree that a logo is an important part of your marketing campaign.
Aw,
There are several
that's
reasons
horrible.
why you should have a logo.
That's horrible, lady.
But I know what
That
you're talking
wasn't
about.
it.
I've seen those
Yeah.
videos. I've seen those videos though. But that's the end of it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gen X Dave. This is Gen X and Beyond. And
Like,
we are
share, and
fucking-
subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. But we're fucking out of here. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and the bell.